Master Cheng No. Hello, classmates. Hello, everyone. Yesterday, we preached the first 2 sentences of celestial induction. There is no door, and there is no door, only by humans. In the frontier, have raised the cones of many lifetimes to prove many unspeakable. Every one thing. You should read it in depth. Because of the limited time, I can't explain one thing at a time. You can only choose a few things that are important. Need to download Speak Clearly together with everyone. The Buddha in the Great Sutra often tells us, all the Dharma from the mind born. This is Buddha's vision. That's the idea that people get themselves. The German told us, people think too much. In a lot of illusions that can be divided into 3 categories is the delusion of the past, the present, and the future. I often think about the past. Humiliation of the past. The past is connected to everyone. Sad happy meltdown. This type. It all belongs to the past, especially those who are old. Always thinking about the events of their youth. Think things over and over again, forever and endlessly repeated. This is about delusions of the past. There's something in front of you or something to do. Or it shouldn't be always hesitating. Can't decide. This one belongs to the imagination of the present. The third type is thinking about the future. The things of the future. The fact that words can't be predicted. There are things that can't be. But they can also think. It's either money or power. This one belongs to the future. These 3 kinds of delusions are boundless. Remembrance. Without interrupting this delusion continues the Kier delusion. These memories, we can't take it for granted. Let's say these thoughts don't matter. Then I'm wrong. An illusion is a karma. Career. When you meet the grace, the reward is present. Good thoughts are good. I will definitely feel the evil. The retribution of good and evil is not at all wrong. This is the root of the blessed life. That's what this astronomer says. The saints of the world often teach us. We should remember. It has to be thought out. It has to be done. There's a story in the Gulf of Borders. There's also this story in the series. During the Song Dynasty, there was a man named Shang. This person's story. Very wide transmission. Not only did a lot of people know that at the time, as recorded in the book, the next generation knows a lot. That year he took office at the academy. There was a day. Captured by the king of hell. This thing. The current person heard it. It seems to be a myth. It's hard to make people believe. But actually, this is real. I remember as a child. I also found something that I remember very clearly. Our home. It's a small town. This city is an ancient city. Construction of the Han Dynasty. It's 2,000 years of history today. As a child, I had a short time down in the country, far from the city. It's 25 miles. If you want to go to the city, you have to walk. It's about 2 hours. I don't think it's too far. I'm at my grandfather's house. About how my grandmother's house. 1 or 2 people are very sick. The very sick man said the king wanted him to go to work. They asked him what he wanted him to do. He said that. Carry things. Ask why you have to carry things. He said the royal family wanted to clean up house. Lots of people carry stuff. I also want to arrest you. When people ask you what to do, he said, you can burn gold and silver banknotes for me. Let me hire someone else. If I do that, I don't have to go. So the people in the house burned the silver and gold banknotes. Paper horse burning paper gives you a lot. after you hire someone to do it. Your disease is gone. We heard it, and it felt so strange, because the king wants to clean his house. Then BA days. The royal palace was occupied by criminals. The army used the royal temple as a barracks. The statues inside the temple were destroyed. I suddenly understand now. You see, when the temple became king, when he was captured by the army, he became a king. I cleaned the house 3 days ago. It's gone. This is the truth that we saw with our own eyes. So with your head up 3 meters, there's Ming. Whether we believe it or not. If you believe it, if you don't believe it, you still do. People today do not read holy books. I don't trust honest advice. I see a lot of things with my own eyes. So for the dictionaries of the ancients, I have no doubt in my heart. The mythical novels, as sculpted position, review by draft handwriting, unspeakable death of these kinds. The vast majority is true. It's not an unfounded fabrication. It's not a parable. About the big, captured by the king of hell. After taking it away, judge. Let us look at the good and evil that he has done all his life. The result is the evil you have done. It's a pile as big as a mountain. Create a very large pile of bad karma. The book of destruction is as high as a mountain. Good works are only a small book. Or in other words, you've only done one good deed your whole life. When he saw it, he told the judge, I'm not even 40 yet. Why have I done so much evil? The judge told him, these artifacts were the starting point of his mind. You start an evil thought. In the underworld, there's a data record there. Not waiting for you to create. If you create, the worse your sin gets, the deeper it gets. It's an evil thought. It's already recorded a fact. He asked for a good idea of what it was. Compare your good and evil deeds before. You see so much evil. The king was very angry. Very angry. Then Pluto said to bring the scales here to test them. Just put on weight. Your mistakes are so many. On the contrary, light, and this one of your good deeds is heavy. The king was very happy and asked the king, what is my good deed after all? The king said, the emperor wanted to build a building, but this work may not have to be done because of the cost. He gave me a piece of music. The emperor should not do it. This is because of you. Use a sincere and compassionate heart to play this. Speak as if the emperor did not listen. The king said if the emperor would obey, your blessing is even greater. The emperor did not listen, but he was sincere. You have this idea. This is a good thing. He has done a lot of his evil. This story, it is worth giving us reflection. So the king told him, because his evil has created so much, so your money, there's an obstacle. It is in your destiny to serve the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister, but now the Prime Minister has no more. Your officials only go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. History of the Higher Secretary, equivalent to now being the Minister of Civil Affairs. Usually called the Minister of the Interior. Just to get to this position. That's a downgrade. So, good and evil we often call the three karma. We're from early to late. Body and mind are creating karma. Movement of the body. Words in the mouth, ideas in the heart. If you agree with 10 good, is benevolent. The opposite of 10 good is evil. This is a big standard. The small things are unspeakable. The law of majesty. It's in the actual Dharma. No one can do it right now. Continued Master. During the time of the military, strongly recommend SA in suspect law. This has lowered the standard of goodness. We can bring SA to justice. 10 precepts 20 for subjects majesty to do. I am the true disciple of the Buddha. But to this day, advanced material life, moral values are down. So the 24-year-old couldn't do it. So the greatest shaman you all know, the best magician in a lifetime, serve 5 precepts 10 virtues. For the man he calls himself a nun. This man has virtue. My whole life is a decent person. You have to do it until you get a real name. Bhikkhus are fake, not real. Real monks can't do it. So I'm a lay person. It can be done. 5 precepts, 10 virtues. Then the name is worthy of reality. Actually use monastics and nuns. It doesn't start with the best. We see it in the book. Use this name. Is a student. The master's accident. Master's student is the city of time. By chance, the great monk practices very hard. The day after I finished the 3. You take the bhikkhus out. Because why did you give up the bhikkhus? Real monks can't do it. Further the lineage of the bhikkhus. Not like France. It means you can't become a monk. So incidentally the master said, China after the southern song. There are no more monks. By the end of the Ming dynasty, how can you become a monk? This is an unreal name. So after he was ordained, he abdicated. He dedicated his whole life to the Bodhisattva world, calling itself Sad Bodhisattva world. This can be done. He called himself Sad. Students do not dare to say Sa. He was his disciple who claimed to be Nun Nun Kun. She claims to be a nun. I think in the book, he was the first. I have seen the most recently. Master also uses this expression. A name worthy of reality. We are practicing in this age. You can actually do the 5-10 precepts. Honestly reciting the Buddha's wish for pure birth. It must be born. People who want to be born a lot. But because Sao can't go. We can't go, of course, because we have obstacles. What obstacles? The grace does not let go. This is very important. A man is a man who truly desires to be born. You have to let it all go. Definitely not infected. We are in this world if we have our own destiny. It can change society. They can replace the masses. Do a little good and do your best. Wide graceful finishing. To spread the goodness of grace in the Dharma. Then you see the old monk's shit. In modern times, we're all very familiar. The monk used his magic. Use your influence. Going everywhere to build the temple. To help young monastics practice. When the temple is finished, hand it over. Then I didn't ask. This is a great blessing. We should learn. of our influence. It cannot be compared to the priest. Your influence is weak. We advised a lot of capable practitioners. Then the heart builds. Small rectum. Today's schools are all over the world. There are also 60. Each school is independent. We use influence to drive success. After the success, will you ask again or not? No more questions. If I want to ask, that means I'm still interested. Then you can't be born again. To let go completely. The body and mind of the world are uninfected. Then we will surely grasp the birth part. This is very important. So it's possible to live or not. Still in my own place. Not outside. List of benefits. 5 sex 6 verdicts cannot be infected. The Buddha in the Sutra says very well. Talent real name Lobe. The 5 roots of hell are one thing. We can't escape from hell. How can I be born again? This must be serious. Remember, cannot be greedy before. Your whole life should be about grace, not grace. Whatever the reason is, everything is good. Every day I can eat and wear a warm heart. I've been doing this my whole life. Teaching the Dharma Hong Dharma beneficial birth. Everything else is not asked. My whole life without prayer. They don't have degrees in a lifetime. Days ago, the monastics are the principal receivers, not that I accept. The legal names are all set by the head chef. It's not me. I want everyone to try to learn. I am so old now. The ancients said it was time to die. 7380 for Pluto did not invite also go himself. There's nothing to be missed. A whole life without management. Not managing the money. When you are old and still in charge, it is a big mistake. Body and mind the world all let go. It is because the Buddha works one day. The second half of this year. 5th key refresher class. Maybe we'll start. The school's building is in the harbor. After taking it back, the number of people can increase. I thought of the 5th course. The current students are all teachers. A teacher teaches to students. Our system is very specific. Is a teacher who teaches to students. So, now you need to be fully prepared. Prepare. Research sitting. Encyclopedia and pragmatic lectures. These 2 departments must try to study. Each of you will lead to students. Most are BA students. Our teaching methods will be very specific. At the end of the course, I will come to the test. Students practice teaching sutras, your whole experience. Everything can be transmitted to them. Until the document selection. So how can this be considered? A little bit more preparation during this time. It can also be used indefinitely. You can also use the Amitabha. It's even a little bit short, like the 8 Great Minds. Sutras Alan question the Buddha details. We all have documents now. There are a lot of data. There are 10 types. What type do you want to use? Everyone has to prepare first. Because there's a lot of things, there's a writing department now. This is a very good reference. My classmates. Please see the second sentence of the celestial induction. Good and evil are like shadows. The 4 opening sentences are the general outline of the text. The letters after are. Let us be clear about these 4 things. The previous 2 sentences are. Disaster and blessing have no door. Only by humans. Here's the principle of induction. The next 2 sentences are good retribution and evil retribution as shadow. This is to clarify the truth of retribution. In these 4 sentences there is reason. The world of nothingness. Dignified primary why. It's a newspaper. Big touch. One world. A society. It's a small causal response. It's about a family. This is karma. The smallest newspaper. All the Buddhist scriptures say. We don't leave this principle. In the Bible, strictly speaking, the 5 continents of cause and effect. The Faho says most cause and effect. You may now know that the French way of life is 1. Ning Tang. The newspaper is clear. So the Buddha used to say, there is no cause and effect. Yesterday. We read to. The story of the Song dynasty. The real name is you as an example. Is there any human being who is not like that? All our lives we have created countless poor boundless. Especially modern people. The ancients also created jobs. Just take it back to Ra. You've done too much evil. But compared to who we are now, there is still little work. The evil that the present man has created, you have to multiply it at least 100 times 1,000 times. What is the cause? People of old. He was exposed from a young age through the education of the sage. So all the bad karma that the bodyguard has created is karma in concept. It has not become evil. The idea of evil exists, but evil does not dare to do it, because I dare not do anything. By the teachings of the sage. People today not only have evil thoughts, but also dare to do so. The biggest poor. Disrespect to parents. Humiliation 3 Sao. Let's think about this. Whether we do it ourselves or not. All our lives, we start to think about creating things. Think for yourself, worthy of parents or not. Is it worth 3 points or not? This poor thing is too much. The lake has others. On the sutra, immeasurable life says very or inanimate profit. In other words, you can't blame them too much. This is the heart of a gentleman. Maybe a little bit for the poor creator. But the devil will not give you anything. Bodhisattva can count things for you. The devil doesn't give you anything. For good or evil, sooner or later there will be consequences. It's just a matter of coming sooner or later. The consequences of this. The logic is very deep. It's also very complicated. We can't just see in front of us. In front of you, there must be true wisdom. You can see raw. People can't see what's in front of them. Other people deliberately create. We have to see their end. Then you really understand. Newspaper like a ball according to the picture. The Buddha says there are 3. The first type is reporting. Every retribution has a good cause. Cause and effect newspaper. Multiplication. That in the past created. Grace is that the present moment meets grace. Let's make these professionals. In a sense of being pulled out. It's turned into cash. Good newspaper. There must be a good sun. To meet good fortune. Good luck. There are 2 types of grace called ascending grace, including the ascending and ascending conditions. And adversity rises. The good news is that they all have good results. Ko la ji nan si aben lautet. Trong a lang jia thick ko nan thian ko chang ti thian. Niu na. Trongwei la jia thick ca ta la non ac. La chang tac. The cho di gnpgg kung sn ben than viak ac. Kung sn ko quabao ac hien tian. Nung chan tang ss that nay. Shung tacha cnn bien long quan sat. Thus and the archd archi rang archd ti chiang tun. cggitg que. Nung viahantu. Kung theo chung ti niu enchien. Huko the non the archd archi rang. Nung dian ma tgnp ko thian dian ko ac dian. Thian dian la tgnpggc nung via la esbitit. Nafang hong mi wai tian sinch tip dnt vau siek fat. Chong jia gsb jade hun nan mong cho ti. Elespan nam la si ss then to cho ti. K la thian dian nan. Vien zao trong qua tren hong fap cat. Heo trang ma ti zut jia. Ji kang the tip nan ti nia. Tiba gugi sai ke la ac dian. Saigi le quabao vien sao la tit he kang tit. La quabao tit. Vien niu ti kang ba gugi sai. Ntggi na cat kang the than nuyan nan la ji. Thanda la fi de kang kchie lion y trangiang gai. Heo trang ko cat. Dgvvit ko tit hun sai kang shu ji ti giang kin. Ti kang ko si hai len gai giang kin. Shonan ac dian ne quabao vien sautit. Sao ko tgnpggc hang quan trong. Cmtggi ba trong suit 35. Ji jup ti than to cho tc hai giang kin. Quian quen lsheo trang ba hon ton enchiam ju. Ko arch ti nu gizut jia ti jia. Ji noi vvit la hang quan trong hot quian, re. Ticha qji. Ko gi quen viak kang fi tid hun sao. Ti kang cnn fi bentam lolung nia. Fan hong, gi nan thi hu cho rang ke la guch dian. Noi sao ma ti le gien pi fi mgvvit ma noi ko la thian dian. Vien ba than de cho ti ma. Ba thukai ji kung hu shin. Ti thukai ji kung hu kia cho ba. Vien vitham san ccat hoandri. Shonan nan thian cata. Gien pi fi dian ac quabao vien la thian. Ti ko thentu ingay ne. Gi kuk noi ba kangtit. Kan ti tha cmtg and ggcca ba. K lai chio. Fan fu the jian theng thong kang non thi ggc. Sao kizai dung heo trang dung dan gyasi ba. Sao ki ba vang san. Tha kan tri ca ba thea kan snn quian ca heo trang. Chung ti kang kan cash now kang the kang ri ki. Ton bien hu fi ri sai. Quabao ne la tit he kang tit vitit. Tvn kung cm kich kau kur nan. Vien sao vi. Niu na kau kur nan tip tic jung na ndca. H trying thina vi. Kuk vfn gizem. Tugi taccatln retang ji la vini tvn. Sao ki hang quan trong vang san. Jian cat fan fi la y mi y ba thang. Y gai lon ba thang y ek show ba thang. Y Singapore ba thang ti fan chia navi. Sai le kung cash sha navi the archd la vini tvn. Kiang Kai Thursday Tone Bien Lay Chung Ti Thihu Riki Chonan Gai Lon Ti Ko the Kang CNN Sai En Shi Si Mi YT Kung Ko the Kang Sai Kang CNN Shikachie CCC Niu Hun Navi Tan Ti Han Y Singapore Nan Ti Ko the Giang GGC BNG Kin Navi Ti Lam Sao Ma Kang CM Kichang Kaicha Ti Kang CNN Phi Vini TVN Ban Ba Hung Ton La Hun Lay Ri Y Ni Ne Ti Lam Kach Kang Lam Chok Gi Lam Chik Ni Ne La CSS LS Misi Nuyan MGI the Ti Hu Kang CNN Phi Lo Ticha Chayan Tam DHCC Chayan Tam Giang Kin TVN La Kang Quen Ba Viak Kang Quen Gi Kang Quen Viak Kang Quen Tian TTC Nung Fong Bini Kung Di Jiang Ti Hu Kang Zon Bien Hem Then Di Ka MT Su Ti Kung Kang Lai Kuk Viegis MTTT and MCC Now Ti Lam Sao Kang CM Kich Kaukwar Nan Shou GG Sicha Gyup Nan Quabao Chako Gi Chan That Ko Tri Hu MGI Ko the Nonthi GGC Arki Rang MGI Ko the Min Beseech Quan Trung Vien La Wai Kai Tam Sieben Tam La Nan Beningoi La Dian Tam Sieben Tit Nan Tit Di Gien Phi Ac Dian Vien Sao Kanti Qua Vien La Tit Turg Nan Thian GGC Qua Thian To Nan Acint Hun Ko Ac Bao HEOLS Ne Tran Quian Sach Ne Ji Hein Thou Arch Ti Arki Rang Arch Ti Min Beseech Ri Shonan Quabao Ko Hien Bao Hien Bao La Nan Sieben LNMDN Vidayan Kung the Thing Louis the Degi La San Bao San Bao Y Trong GGI Ne Kang Thi GGC Quabao Ma Quabao SNY GGI Sao Chung Ta Y the Jian Ne Kung Non Thi Arch Ti Niu SS Diet Louis Ne Ko Thian Bao Ko Ac Bao Dijiang Na Chung Phi La Kai Nan CAGGI Ne Kan Gi Ne Log Gi Thian Gitit Then Heng Quabao CAH Kangtit GGI Sengayo Ko Kan Gi Kier Log Gi AC Lei Fat Tai LN Jifa Jiquer HIO Ne Chung Toffee Nanbit Nanfa Quer CAH La Du Turg TGGI Terchak This life is ripe. The sins they have committed in this life. You will receive rewards in the next life. 3 Life Notification. The third type is called post-press. The third life after. Not necessarily when. Maybe many lives away. When grace is enough. The newspaper will still show money. If we understand this principle, we will start our minds. It has to be good. Those of you who have the heart of God must have blessings. People with evil minds will definitely have bad ears. The truth of this truth, we must understand. There is a passage in the note that says, "Good works evil retribution like shadow according to the figure." Like a shadow, for example. The picture is our body. Body in the light. There is a shadow. The shadow must follow my body. Cannot be separated. That's what I mean by retribution. So there should be no misunderstanding. When the creator of evil does not see the evil retribution, then you lose your mind. The old man said, "The creator of the current crime is unpunished. It's because of their previous lives." Not enjoy it all. They are enjoying the blessings of their previous lives. The blessings of the previous life have been enjoyed. The crime of husband. Their report is now in the money. The same morality. Heart of benevolence. But I still don't see the money. They even see themselves, their families. Still encounter a lot of hung-tie. A lot of people see this phenomenon. I don't believe in karma anymore. They can't understand. The hung-tie today. To bear. It's the omen of evil in the past. Wait until this evil leopard's life is over. Blessed is the money. It's called the city of goodness. Good heart, our goodwill is determined not to decline. No matter in any kind of adversity. My mind is still steady. My goodness does not diminish. Then we are truly blessed. The day before we went to study in China, old resident Lai Bien Nam, teach us to learn. 5 genetic strains compiled by Tran Hong. In 5 strains, there is a heaven in the world of God. The teacher is particularly interested. He told us to read it carefully. Think clearly. Revised operation efforts. Who truly practice. Then day by day, you have to check your own mistakes. You can make mistakes every day. This in Buddhism is called enlightenment. You are enlightened. Every day you can make it right. This is called true practice. This is the real Kung Fu. Boundless blessings. Correction must come from the heart. Mind is the root of blessing. A good thought is the root of blessing. An evil thought is the root of evil. So evil and blessing have no door. Only by humans. At home, my parents taught me. Go to school with a teacher. In fact, It's our living beings. Unfortunately, there is no one to teach. At my age, I have a little touch. When I was a child, my parents taught when I went to school. Touch a little grace. Upon arrival in Taiwan, I've even touched a little bit of the border. Master excess. This is really lucky. In Buddhism, it is often said that hundreds of thousands life is hard to find. I am close to the teacher. Ordinary people are also very close. The students of the East are many. Master Zhang's clothes are also a lot. His students are also very talented. But success is not the same. So I've told you before that you're studious. You can be studious. You meet these intellectual virtues. You have an accomplishment. If you can't learn by yourself, you can't. Learning is your own self. To meet these great intellectual meditations, this is the good luck. So the most important thing is your own humanity. I don't have that deep humanity myself. This virtue is eternal life, in the past accumulated. To create is not. Humanity in this life. So we met a good teacher. Lots of students. But there's not much to be gained. Morality is here. Similar charm. The results are not the same, so the results are not the same. We understand this morality. To understand the truth. You know how to learn on your own. Today. You all know that. The world will have accidents. Not just the ancient prophet of the East. The West says so. That we can see. Where can I see it from the heart? There's a lot in the ancient Chinese books. To be honest, the society is stable. The people are blessed. If the people of the world are filled with suspicion, mistrust, greed, the city of the fallen, then this society can't settle down. This world cannot be peaceful. If you wanted to save this life. In fact, Lu Fu for training with the touch of heaven. These two books are very effective. We recite every day to maintain the medical practice. Sincerely reciting the Buddha's wish for pure birth. I can definitely be a Buddha. So my fellow practitioners asked me to preach these two books. I'm also very excited. These two sets. Teaching today is the most opportune time. The Buddha called it the most opportunistic contract. Okay, time's up today. We're just preaching here, Amitabha Buddha. Hope West Residence email address Hope West Residence. A crochet Gmail scented dots. Happy Reader. The offerings made by Buddhist families. German kindness to offer. May all beings believe. The Lord's Prayer is born. Water ecstasy. May this merit be honored in the land of Buddha. On the temple for heavy bhattas under the three-way rescue. If anyone hears it, they generate bodhicitta. End of this newspaper. Co-birth of the water of ecstasy. Nam Tishu Ad Da Buddha.